you break into a sweat with even the thought of having company? I'm here to help. After trying just a few of my hosting tips, you'll be more than ready to say, come on over.
The number one question I get asked about my web series, other than, what is going on with your hair, is, how did you come up with the idea for this web series? The short answer is, I didn't. My publicist did. Okay, how did your publicist come up with this idea? Well, she was sitting in a meeting when some friends were talking about coming to my house and all the fun things that I did to make them feel special. And she gave me this look and leaned across the table and said, I need to talk to you tomorrow. And I said, am I in trouble? And she said, not yet. So I promptly forgot about it. The very next day, my phone rang and it was Gina, my publicist. And she said, I want you to start a YouTube series. And I said, about what? And she said, about what you do. And I said, well, I do like 6 jobs, pick one. And she said, you know, just being yourself and how you prep for your guests and your family and friends. And I said, a show about hospitality? And she said, yeah. And what would you call it? And I'm like, come on over. And that is for a fact how this got started. Now, I thought, what could I possibly have to say about hospitality that people don't already know? And as it turns out, I have a lot to say, as a surprise to no one, especially my family and friends. But I also found out that I just learned or adapted to different situations that I thought everybody did, and they don't. And so I give tips about how I do it, and then I find out later that they loved those tips and they're using those tips. And so, even though I hate to admit it on camera, my publicist was right.
Oh, say it again.
My publicist was right. So the conversation really centered on my friend Ginger, who was bringing to town a good friend of hers who is terminally ill. And I thought, well, I've got to pull out all the stops for this. And so I asked Ginger some questions and I said, no, I need these answers. Don't ask me why. Don't question me why I'm questioning you. Just give me the answers. And my first question was, what kind of flowers does she like? And the answer was, no one has ever given her flowers. First of all, I do not understand that. I don't. Flowers are the easiest thing to give someone. They are literally everywhere. They're at roadside stands. They're at grocery stores. They're at actual florist shops. They're not that expensive anymore. And so I thought, well, I can fix that. And so I said, well, then what's her favorite color? And her favorite color of a flower is yellow. Also mine. So I went to the grocery store and I bought every kind of yellow flower I could come up with. I did put in a little purple and maybe a little bit of white, and I put yellow roses, yellow daisies, white daisies, any kind of yellow and white flower I could find, a little bit of purple. I put in vases all over the house, but I especially put them in the guest room. Another thing that I asked was, do you have pictures of you and Dee together? And she's like, I think so. And I said, well, then send those to me. So another thing I like to do for my guests is I take these pictures, download them, and have them printed off at Walgreens or some quick print place. And then I put them in frames in the bedroom. And I just wait for them to notice that the bedroom is full of photos of them with other people. I've done this with me and friends who come to town, with family. Everyone loves it. It's not expensive. It just takes a little bit of time to make it even more special in the room. And I also do things like put candles in there and chocolates. I do little bottles of water. I put a fan in there. I have extra blankets, anything that would make someone feel special and loved. And Dee just went nuts over this. She loved it. She smiled and laughed. I cooked things I thought would be special for her, things you wouldn't get at a restaurant maybe, special soups or a stew, pasta. Every meal was over the top, fun and delicious, and that weekend was not only fun for them, it was fun for me. I felt like I made a difference in these people's lives. In fact, I know I did because they told me. Now, why do I do this show about hospitality? Well, I've sort of discovered that hospitality is a gift, and it's a lost gift, a lost art, really. I don't know why, other than I think that we've become more of a eat out, throw away society. And I grew up in a hospitality society where you did nice things for nice people in your own home. And we had guests all the time, guests from around the world, college students from around the world, dignitaries, pastors, missionaries, people passing through town. They came to our house and we were just hospitable. And I thought everybody did that, but they don't. Not even today, not even in the South. So I want to start this trend, or maybe ignite this trend toward hospitality, because you can never, ever go wrong with making someone feel special in your own home.